Hey, how's it going?
Hi. Hello.
Absolutely amazing. We have got a super jam-packed agenda for you today. It's going to be amazing right the way through to our gala dinner and awards tonight, and of course our Halloween reception. But let's get today's sessions underway. And first up, we are talking cross-chain governance and liquidity for DeFi platforms and stablecoins with Claude, CEO from Mimo. Good morning, Claude. How are you?
Good morning. How's it going?
Hang on. Oh, there you are. We have sound. How are you feeling today?
Doing great. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to Abu Dhabi, but I'm really happy to be with you guys here.
Okay. Oh, well, super happy to have you here today. So I will let you take the floor and off you go.
All right, thanks. Cool. I'm going to be sharing my screen on Zoom. It's my first time doing this on the conference, so please bear with me. Thank you for having me here in the conference. Let me switch to sharing the content. We can start. Here you go. All right. So we're going to talk cross-chain DeFi. The title of the talk was a little bit long, so I edited it for the presentation here. Because again, we're a lending platform. So everything I'm going to talk about today really only registers in the context of DeFi lending platform, like a stablecoin platform, exactly like what we are. We're going to start by explaining simply what we do at Mimo. What exactly is Mimo and how and why we manage different chains. Because, well, it's nice to talk about cross-chain, but there should be a reason behind it. And, well, we hope we will be able to convey what we're doing here and the why, because, well, it matters, right? So what do we do? We're a decentralized rare stablecoin that is minted against collateral. And all the parameters of the platform are governed with a single governance token. So let me roll it back simply. It allows to solve a problem that is, I have collateral, I have something that is volatile that might go up. Our host was talking a little bit earlier about the nice pump that Fantom had earlier. Well, you have a lot of tokens that pump, you don't want to sell them, and yet you want to enjoy their liquidity. DeFi lending platforms help with that. They allow you to lock collateral in the form of a vault, which is a smart contract structure, right? And against these collaterals that you deposit in the vault, you mint a stablecoin, a form of a debt that you have to the protocol. The stablecoin that you mint on Mimo is a euro stablecoin, because we have seen in the market that there was a really unmet demand for a euro stablecoin, and we decided to attempt it. Right? So Mimo again allows people to mint collateral, to mint stablecoin against collateral, and all the parameters of this operation, such as how much can you borrow to the protocol, depending on how much collateral you deposit, which collateral types the protocol does accept, and all that does accept, are governed and really decided by the community of Mimo holders via a simple voting system. The voting system allows people with more tokens to have more voting power, and people with who are willing to, let's say, to have more voting power without more tokens, have the ability to stake tokens for, let's say, a given amount of time as a form of trust to the protocol, to say, well, I am willing to forego my ability to move my tokens for, let's say, 2 years. In exchange, can I have some voting power? Well, this is what we're doing, right? We didn't invent this model. I think Curve did. Anyways, it became pretty standard in blockchain because it allows to align incentives of voters and long-term believers with the platform. So, well, this is what Mimo does. And if you imagine the way a platform like that works, you imagine that there is supply, there's demand for a stable coin, but there's also a couple of things to manage. And if you want a product to serve as many users as possible, this product can not only be on Ethereum. We've seen early this year that the fees were extremely high, and well, there's a reason why this conference, Fantom Developer Conference, is big, is that there is interest for different chains today. And this is to us crucial, that you have a cross-chain like strategy for not only deploying but also
Recording in
managing.
progress.
So where are we trying to go, right? We're trying to have a widespread liquid stablecoin. We're trying to turn users of the platform into owners on each L1. And we're trying to have something that is simple to admin, something that is safe, because complexity makes things really difficult to secure. It's no secret that the more complex a platform, well, the more moving parts, the more difficult it will be to audit and secure it. So we're trying to reduce complexity as we go, but still have as many L1s as possible. Which makes sense for us. So we won't go on every L1, but we want to go on each L1 that makes sense. Therefore, we need to have something simple to admin again, to have it as safe as possible. So what are the economics of a decentralized stablecoin? You have the supply, which is where the tokens are coming from, right? You have the demand, which is, the demand for the stablecoin. So in other words, like in a platform like ours, it does mean, how do you make sure that the token is usable? Like, how do you make it so that the people who mint your token will not be in trouble? How do you maintain the price? How do you ensure that there will be, that the token will be working for anybody who mints it? And the good thing is that in DeFi, you tend to work with incentives when you have things that you need to work on. Like DEXs incentivize taking liquidity, like lending platforms incentivize either borrowing or providing liquidity for a token. At Mimo, we need to incentivize both sides, because, well, this is a way to maintain a healthy ecosystem. The parameters that the Mimo governs, that the Mimo token governs, again, our governance token is called Mimo. I thought it was self-explanatory, but it's the first time we're writing like that in the conversation, so I'm letting you know. So Mimo, all caps, is our governance token. Mimo, not caps, is the name of our platform. So all those things that I just explained, all the economics of the token need to be governed. Need to have parameters that are governed by the governance token. What does it exactly mean? Simply, which collateral do we accept, right? In order to meet this stablecoin, like how do we manage the supply here, and how much do we incentivize this supply? So which collateral do we accept, and how much do we incentivize this? Or things that you govern using the Mimo governance token. You have a proposal that would say, well, every day there will be X Mimo tokens that are given to people who just mint PAR. PAR is the name of our stablecoin. And you could also have, well, there's an AMM pool somewhere that trades PAR for ETH. We do believe that if this pool is big, it will help PAR be liquid and therefore increase the demand for a stablecoin. All right, let's incentivize it, and let's give to everybody who is willing to stake ETH and PAR in a let's say a balance pool. Let's give them a certain amount of Mimo token every day. So then you do turn the users into owners of the platform, because again, the owners of the platform are the Mimo token holders, and you incentivize supply and demand. So those are the parameters that Mimo needs to govern. However, we're not 100% there in terms of fully decentralized governance. Like, yes, that's true that the Mimo token holders are the owners of the platform, but we did not fully decentralize the platform yet. We consider that there are 3 stages to this. Like, it starts by being all centralized, and then, well, we use snapshots for votes on proposals, but we still centralize the deployment of each proposal. And after that, you can be like fully decentralized. We are between the second and third step here, but still, we do not bring on any code or any update to the protocol that is not voted by the Mimo token holders. So it's effectively working like it's free, except it's not fully there yet. it is a transition phase. Now, well, after explaining how this whole platform works, it's important to know that, like, how can we make it work cross-chain, right? We are the Fantom Developer Conference. We're on the Ethereum protocol. You might be wondering what we're doing here. Well, the whole point is to explain, like how to make this whole thing work cross-chain, like this whole incentive distribution, this whole like DeFi platform. How do we make it work cross-chain? So you have several potential solutions, right? A solution would be to deploy only the token, only the stablecoin. But this does not really serve the users, because if we go back to what we are trying to achieve here is to help people use their assets better, which means give better use to your collateral. And if you only deploy the stablecoin, well, that's cool, that will be a stablecoin on every chain, but there will not be anybody that benefits from the platform, because people will not have another way to lock their collateral. So again, it's not really convenient for users. Nobody is going to help. There's no incentives around. It is not, to us, it will just not be a story. It will not be the meaning story. Then we could fork our protocol and deploy it totally independently for each chain. But it will not be the simplest to govern. We will need to have a separate governance system everywhere. And the Mimo token holders would only be responsible for one platform. How would you vote on another platform? We will need to have another governance token for each platform. Some people do that very successfully with different projects, and it tends to work. However, well, the Mimo token holders have placed their trust in our way to do things, and to us, it would not be fair to them. So we really are in the business of trying to increase the power of Mimo token holders. We want Mimo token to be powerful enough to govern a protocol across different chains. So we can redeploy everything using the same governance token and incentive model. This is what we decided to do. So on each chain, we have a total redeployment, but we have a centralized configuration. And this is what is pretty much interesting here. You do have a voting system that is present on Ethereum at first. Based on this, you do explain simply, okay, we would like to have a certain amount of our governance token every day that are given to chain A, and then another proportion that are given to chain B. Within the deployment on that chain, or chain A or chain B, you have a normal, like the normal distribution model that happens again, like the supply side and the demand side, and everything that the platform needs. So it just works like a simple bucket of water that is filling every day, that is simply distilled among all the chains where we distribute it. Today we're on Polygon and Ethereum, but we are as we speak deploying on more chains. The token distribution, again, goes from Ethereum, then is bridged on each chain and distributed to the other chain. The whole point here is that there is no there's no second-class citizen. We do believe that no matter which chain you're using, which L1 you're coming to, you should not be treated as, oh yeah, but we're let's say you're a Polygon user, so we may have the same rights as the Ethereum users. No, it should not be the case. We started on Ethereum, but the deployment should really be the same. It should not be any single point of failure, and there should be no second-class citizen. If you want your users to feel respected, we do believe this is the right way. So the ongoing deployment we have right now is on Fantom. Well, there is no surprise why we're speaking here. So we're adding FTM as collateral, right? It means that we will provide one more way for the FTM token holders to use their liquidity without having to sell their precious FTM token. Well, it's great because it pumped recently, but it's we all here believe that the token is great, and we're not really exactly trying to sell any right now. So we do believe that we're serving something convenient by allowing people to mint Euro stable tokens against their FTM as a collateral. What we're using for the bridge is multi-chain, and for liquidity, again, we need AMM pools. Then good thing is that we will be able to use stable pool as soon as we have per factory on Fantom. From a business perspective, what it means is that each L1 are treated for us like nodes in a graph. Even though today, because the bridge all go from Ethereum to the node, it is mostly like a directed graph. It's not exactly a graph that goes both ways, but still that allows us not to have single points of failure. It's if the bridge is at an issue, well, it's we can still act, can still manage the rest of the deployment without much of an issue, because all the problems are kept by the bridges that we have. And even if a bridge has an issue, or if a chain has an issue, the rest of our deployment should be safe, which allows us to deploy with a minimal amount of risk. And the MIMO token holders are in total control of where to put the incentives, which can align them with what they want to do with other communities. And we can allow to have like pretty interesting like schemes, such as incentivizing new AMM pools every time we go on a new chain. And the MIMO token holders can decide that, well, this chain is a priority, let's go and put all of our incentives there, stuff like that. We really have a fluid management for the growth of the ecosystem, the growth of the tokens. So it's a good way for us to meet users where they are and link with the communities as we go on different chains. So where are we going from there? Like if you've been listening since the beginning of the talk, you realize that every time we go on a chain, we do need to have a couple of things. We need to have, let's say, an oracle for prices, because we mint stable coins, and we need to know the price of the assets that we mint against, or we can be exploited. And there's a couple of ways to do that. You can do pricing on chain, or you can use an oracle. And this is what we're doing. We use an oracle here. So we need an oracle with a euro price feed, ideally on every chain we go. And that's the first, let's say, the first difficult part on what we're doing. Another difficult part is that we need AMM pools everywhere we go. Ideally, a pool that allows very little steepage between stable coins or normal stable pool. So there could be a quality chain tomorrow that comes up with great code, and we would be very slow to deploy there because we have to wait for the ecosystem. It's not really the best solution. So we might go for stronger vertical integration in order to serve users better everywhere we go, which means we might integrate some parts of the protocol into the protocol. We might integrate some larger parts that we do need in order to be everywhere. And well, today again, we have Snapchat to aggregate the votes of the community, but it is still difficult for people to actually understand what's going on, to understand like the incentives. It's not really properly viewed and displayed, even though our team does a great job at doing stuff on our page, on the mining page, for people to understand where the incentives are going. It could be easier to have a proper protocol governance app. And we do believe that if you want to have a proper cross-chain governance, you want to have something over multiple chains. If we actually want to empower users, we need to give them easy tools. So this is to us what's clearly to come. There are a couple of challenges that we've had to fix in order to make this a reality. It was not really trivial to define this scheme of having the issuance of the stable not the stable coin, but the governance token there, like on the top, and having it ready to flow between the chains. But we believe we've done something that is scalable, and we wanted to share with you guys today. So just as a recap, I've taken some slides from the technical explanation about the topic given by my CTO yesterday, or our CTO, Bad. So I'm going to show you the slides just for, because I do believe they constitute a great summary to what we just shared. Starting with a single chain distribution where we have the MIMO token that is on one chain. Let's say that all the gray cubes represent the Ethereum. One chain distribute the MIMO token on the supply side and the demand side, what we talked about a bit earlier. and then moved to having different distributors. So we said, okay, well, let's treat Ethereum just like one more chain. So we have an Ethereum distributor, and for each chain, we do have a chain distributor, and we manage the supply and the demand on that chain. So the distributor on the top, the Mimo distributor, which is the original bucket that I was talking about, is really the source of all those things. And as we keep growing chains, we just add distributor. So we have, let's say, a Fantom distributor now today that we're working on ATM, on Fantom. Polygon distributor, again, like the in purple here, blue there, and still great for Ethereum. So what we wanted to discuss today is a scalable architecture that allows a very low risk way to keep your governance token holders happy and to make your, let's say, your ops administration very simple. Thank you very much. And I will now stop sharing my screen if I manage to do this. Got it. All right.
Thank you so much, Claude. Does anyone have any questions in the audience? Anyone want to ask anything? I think they all need some coffee this morning.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an early talk.
But Claude, if anyone has any questions a little bit later on, how can they get in touch with you?
An easy way is to reach me on Telegram, KLODIO, or claude@mimo.com.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much for chatting to us this morning. It's been brilliant. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Let's give it up for Claude. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. CEO of Mimo. Fantastic. So here we are, day 4 of the Fantom Developers Conference. How are you guys doing this morning? Come on, how are you doing this morning? Oh, thank you! My little friend in the audience here, the cheery one. I'm so glad you're back. Really, really, really. And we're so thankful for our nice online audience as well. Hi to you guys. It's going to be amazing. Fantom did have a nice pump overnight. Did we all see that? Fantastic stuff. And don't forget, Harry dropped a couple of little teasers yesterday. He said there's a couple of nice announcements going on later today. So we wait with bated breath to see what those are going to be. Don't forget, you guys, you can plug in. There are PowerPoints under your seats, and do stay connected with us on socials and do hashtag FantomDC and also Fantom Foundation if you are sharing anything online. And don't forget as well, for if you have any questions on Brella, we are taking them live as well so we can ask our speakers. So let's get our next speaker on then. This is going to be fantastic. We are talking sustainable finance, the blockchain opportunity. Please, guys, have a little bit of energy and welcome our next speaker, Jeremy Lepetit, co-founder and CEO of Retrieve. Hi, Jeremy.
Hi. Hi, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here with you in Abu Dhabi for this Fantom DC, and especially for the FTM token holders that I am. I am Jeremy Lepetit. I am the co-founder and CEO of Retrieve. So, Retrieve is a fintech company registered to Geneva in Switzerland, you know, and we are developing the future of ethical mainstream payment. And of course, we build it on Fantom. So, a little part of you may have already heard about Retrieve, and a big part never until now. Okay. But for all of us interested in blockchain, we are totally aware about the financial mechanisms that are destroying our society and our planet. Each of us, we are aware that finance has become an inefficient tool to serve the economy, but an extremely powerful tool to serve itself right now. You know, it's like in the Terminator dystopia, when the machines took the power over the humans. Right now, finance has taken over economy, people, and the planet. So, crisis after crisis, the financial system is leading us towards a chaos. All over the world, the central banks are printing money, more and more money. They do this to avoid the collapse of this greedy industry. Bro, time is coming to take a new look on finance, to make it more ethical, and finally to put it back at the service of economy and the people. But to be honest, it's easy to blame the banks. But I would like to remind you that these financial institutions were designed to make as much profit as possible without any consideration for social or environmental issues. The real question is, what are we doing as consumers of this finance? What is our fucking role? At Retriev, for example, we believe that solves the equation we need both more responsible consumer and more ethical finance solutions. But let's start at the beginning. The origin of our relationships with this industry is a payment. It doesn't matter if you are poor or rich. Payment is a daily act at the center of economic exchanges. But in fact, we are living in a fully paradoxal period. Look at this apple. I want to buy it organic, and I want my retailer pay the fair price to the producer. Indeed, that is a responsible purchase, But the irony is, I get paid for it with the same means of payment as 40 years ago. And for each transaction, each digital transaction, 3 players take profit, systematically. The merchant bank, my bank, and the networks. 3 players at the top of asymmetry between impact on the world and responsibility. Let me explain. For each digital transaction, there is anti-bank fees. These fees depend on the network and the bank, and the range is between 1.5% and 5%. PayPal, for example, it's 3.75%. Guys, we are talking about 1,093 billion digital transactions in the world around 2023. It's a huge market. And all players, old and new, want a piece of this cake. But no one of them is ready to change the recipe of this cake. That's why we created Retriev. We want to change the financial paradigm. We want to change the recipe. To do this, we rely on 2 pillars. The first one is the tokenization of transactions thanks to Fantom. The second is the low cost of the bank transfer. Actually, a bank transfer costs a few cents, like a Fantom gas, When you combine these 2 factors, you can take the lead on the commission because you take the lead on the transaction. With Retriev, we re-intermediate the payment to make it more ethical, more responsible, and more solidary. Why ethic? Because we bring transparency where there is opacity and decentralization where there is centralization. Okay, why responsible? Because we integrate the CSR, corporate social responsibility, directly inside the business model. And the quintessence of CSR is a CSR at the root of the profit. Now, why solidarity? Because we place the value of sharing at the heart of the business model. So, what is this business model? If we take the lead on the transaction, you can apply our own commission to the merchant. And with this commission, we make the unilateral choice to give 1/3 of it, 1/3 of it, to the financing of social and environmental projects. Let me explain. For every transaction, Retriev applies 1.5% fees. 1% for us, 0.5% for the project. It's clear. These fees mainly cover the Fantom gas, and they are supported only by the merchant, never by the consumer. That being said, the consumer play an active role in our business model because they get to choose the project directly in their wallet. They want to support, and it's Retriev that will finance it. To make it possible, we need to tokenize the transaction. In fact, we are creating a multi-local stablecoin network on Fantom, the stable Treves. A stable Treves is 100% backed by the local currency of the consumer. What that means? That means in Paris there is a stable Trev which is worth €1. In Geneva, one stable Trev for 1 Swiss franc. In Abu Dhabi, one stable Trev for 1 dirham. In London, one stable Trev for £1. That means there are no effort of conversion for the consumer in his daily purchases. It's a key point to build the mainstream solutions. On the flow side, there is a total balance between the stable Trev in circulation and the fiat cash in reserve. So, the stable Trev is a circulating asset for each transaction, and the cash circulate by 72 hours block by bank transfer from the Retriev account to the merchant account. Our protocol works like a light chain, but above a bank transfer protocol like SWIFT or SEPA, At each deposit, the stable Trev is minted. At each withdrawal, the stable Trev is burned. Okay. But Retriev is also a one-way payment network from the consumer to the merchant. In fact, we control the transaction, and it's the best way to comply with the regulators. We identify the consumer in KYC, and we identify the retailer in KYB. Finally, Retriev is a secure network on the nature of the transaction. But it's also a secure network technically, because we have decided to make the DAC chain of Fantom our processor. It was a strategic technical choice for the security of the network, for its velocity, for its scalability, of course for the low gas fee, but also because the DAC chain is a sustainable technology. No mining, low energy needs, and no mountains of electronic waste, This strategy allows us to stay focused on developing our payment solution. After few prototypes, our wallets are currently in development. There is a consumer wallet for you, me, and Harry, you know. And there is a business's wallet for the merchant. So, I can disclose for you the first mock-up to give you an idea. Our goal is to focus on the user experience, to provide simple, practical, easy to use, and efficient solutions for the consumer. I want my mother can try and use it. Now, let me present a sneak peek of the business's wallet. That will concern the mobile and small businesses. Of course, for the e-shop, we'll have a PrestaShop, Shopify, and WordPress plugin, you know. And for the major player, we'll have an integration directly in their cashier software. But you know, Retrieve is also an ecosystem with two assets: the stable trib and the utility trib. As I told you, the stable trib is a payment asset, and the utility trib is a governance token, you know. The stable trib has a variable supply and fixed value, and the utility trib has a variable value and fixed supply, you know. Actually, the utility trib is listed on SpookySwap, on Probit Exchange, and we launch it to decentralize the selection process of the CSR project. You know, the token holders have many advantages in the Retrieve ecosystem. First of all, they can get a biometric card and free exchange fee inside the service. But in addition, and it's probably the most important thing, they can also stake their token in delegation on our CSR Launchpad. Finally, by staking their token, they get to vote for some project. And they get earn rewards in stable trib by doing so. And the project selected will be proposed directly in the consumer wallet to finance directly by Retrieve at each digital transaction, you know. Okay, you know, I don't believe technology will solve everything, but intentions will. And together, we are building the new world with a new infrastructure. And blockchain is its main tool, you know. But don't forget that. Blockchain is just a tool. And the tool is always at the service of an intention. By making this tool seamless, we will make blockchain mainstream. At Retrieve, we want to drive this intention forward by providing a solution which is secure, decentralized, transparent, user-centric, easy to use, and of course, sustainable. You know, this is not bullshit. These are perfect arguments to build trust and the future of payment. Thank you. If you have any question, keep in touch in backstage. Thank you.
Did you have a question for Jeremy? Did you want to ask something? Yeah, go on. Can we have the microphone over there, please? Thank you.
Hi. So firstly, I really love the slideshow. Like, this was the most involving slideshow I've seen in this conference as of yet. I love the Terminator clip as well. So my question is just an idea of when for staking for Treeb is going live. Like I have many investors asking me the same thing. So
For the staking?
yeah, single staking Treeb.
Okay. We'll launch in few days our own staking program. Yeah.
I love it. So this
Yeah.
month is
Yeah,
confirmed?
I can't disclose anymore, but we'll launch in few days our own staking program, yes.
Well, we love you as always. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
He's been trying to get information out of everybody. It's not even funny. Germany for teeth, everybody. Give her a nice round of applause. Thank you so much. Amazing stuff. How are you doing this morning? You okay? Oh, we've got such a fun-filled, packed day for you today. It's not even funny. So much going on. It's unbelievable. Let's get our next speaker on. Talking about the ecosystem builder and growing the future of Fantom, which is what we all want to do. We've got all of you here, fantastic minds. You are all the future of Fantom. Please welcome Dhabi Bennett, co-founder of Fantom Go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dhabi Bennett. I am CEO and co-founder of Fantom Go. They say surround yourself with people smarter than yourself. And there's a lot of smart people in this room. So I'm in the right place. So what is Fantom Go? Fantom Go enables projects, participants, and developers to contribute to Fantom ecosystem. With a line of products, our first being a decentralized fundraising platform, our Launchpad. The reason why my co-founder and I decided to do this is because we saw a need to grow and nurture Fantom's ecosystem. But what is an ecosystem builder? An ecosystem builder is a web of interactions between community, products, networks, and systems. The products fuel the community fuels the product, the network fuels the systems. And we know during the time a bear comes, everyone gets a little nervous. Because during the bear market, tokens will be sold. And most launchpads will not survive. Projects will lose momentum. And devs will jump to other launchpads if they haven't already partnered with others. And just like Leonardo in The Revenant, the bear market will tear you apart. So what's the solution? Our solution is a self-sustainable launchpad with a line of products that fuels the engine even when projects aren't launching. A platform that protects everyone's interests, from developers to participants and innovators. Here's our products. Our Launchpad, our Bootcamp, Hustle, Academy, and Coalition. I'll go straight into Bootcamp. Our Bootcamp aims to educate and engage Web2 developers in a gamified manner where they gain a detailed understanding of Fantom's blockchain. The goal here is to create an army of devs ready to accelerate Fantom's growth. Hustle. Hustle is a recruitment tool that we use to find and recruit projects from other blockchains. And with our sales development reps and selected community participants, they educate other projects on the value of switching over to Fantom. Then it's our Academy. It's a crypto education platform that's gamified and incentivized. It's like Duolingo, but for crypto. And Coalition, which is a mission initiative that we are boots on the ground, connecting with local community members and local governments to bring the next users of Web3. So how do projects benefit? Projects benefit because we act as a decentralized Y Combinator. We help projects with processes, frameworks, and systems for growth. The problem with a lot of projects is that they have poor user experience. And with a team of our experts that are user experience experts, they will ensure that our projects will not have that problem. Also, a focus on community engagement and community growth for each project so they don't have to do it alone. How do developers benefit? Developers benefit from our participate to earn model, where they earn FTG tokens. Also, we will have leaderboards where they are ranked, and in those rankings, they'll be positioned in the best projects available. Another reason why the developers are going to benefit is because we're going to have master classes where we bring on the best of the best blockchain architects to help them further their knowledge and further Fantom's ecosystem. How does Fantom benefit? Well, we create a growth engine where we have developers, participants, and innovators, and everything in between create an ecosystem for growth. Also, again, as I stated, our focus is on user experience. So we're going to be bringing the best of the best to ensure that non-crypto natives can be onboarded. Our mission at the end of the day is to grow Fantom, and grow Fantom. That's the only thing we care about. So if you're a developer and you're building on Fantom, come speak to me, because we have advisors and participants that can take you from 0 to 100. What a time to be alive. The exchange of wealth to the hands of the people and free economy. We are focusing on building Fantom and building the future of the next generations. So let's build together. Thank you. If there's any questions, please let me know.
That was a sweet and short presentation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course.
So it's nice to see other launchpads coming up. Now, we know what happened with Fantom Pad, and
Yes.
nice that Harry took over. There's also Fantom Starter.
Yes.
There is the launchpad that I am making myself, which is the Fantom Oasis.
Nice.
And there is also pre-sale money, right? And it's funny to me when people say decentralized launchpad, right? If you decentralize a launchpad, people put scams on it.
Right.
So it's curious to me when other people come to me and say that they're making a decentralized launchpad, because all launchpads initially have to be centralized with a core team of auditors and developers that can vet projects from not being rogues.
Right.
Correct me if I'm mistaken.
No, you're correct. You're correct.
How would you eventually decentralize your launchpad?
Well, our focus would be to essentially bring on the right individuals that will ensure that we are focused on ensuring that our launchpad will meet all those parameters, building out the team. So right now we have a core team of about 6 people. So we're bringing on a CTO that's going to be focused on that side of things.
Excellent. I mean, we're also looking to grow and partner, and of course, we all have the best interests of Fantom at heart.
Right.
So,
right. At the end of the day, we all want to grow Fantom.
Would love to speak to you more about this.
Yeah, likewise. Let's speak after.
Definitely. Thanks.
Thank you.
Any more questions from the audience for Duran? You finished way quickly. You're more than welcome
Yeah,
to carry on speaking.
Yeah, I know. I spoke and I was like, you know what? You know, it was such a great opportunity. I'm so happy to be here, honestly. At the end of the day, Fantom is trying to change the dynamic of how we approach technology, right? Fantom is at the apex of that. And I want to ensure through our launchpad, and like the gentleman that spoke as well, his launchpad is doing so.
Good morning. I just wanted to know, this gentleman mentioned Fantom Starter or only Fantom Oasis?
I believe he mentioned both.
Are they both your project? Is it a legitimate project? Okay, but in terms of FTM Starter,
FTM Starter does have some very large backers at the moment. I believe Sam Barak, who used to work with the foundation, is also involved. I cannot say anything positive or negative about them because as of right now, they're still nebulous, they're still unknown. I can speak for my own project and tell you that we have good people on our team and we're building very arduously for the last few months.
okay, thank you. We'll speak to you afterwards.
Sure.
To add to that, actually. So I'm from Millennium Club DAO, and I'm from Millennium Club DAO. So we are invested in a lot of ecosystem projects on Fantom, including Fantom Oasis with my brilliant friend here. So something I can tell you about is that Fantom Starter has a lot of VC backing and major backers. So Fantom Starter went more of a traditional route because they were going multi-chain, so they wanted folks who would back them in those aspects, and they would gain more legitimacy in that aspect. Whereas Fantom Oasis has mainly started their focus with the Fantom ecosystem. So the core difference between the two being Fantom Starter is VC-backed, Fantom Oasis is Fantom community-backed. So that's a very big difference I see in the both.
And which do you think is more beneficial?
Well, Fantom Starter didn't give me a seat, so I would say this guy.
Thank you.
But honestly, time will tell. So I can't really comment on the future success of any project, apart from Fantom, of course.
Good luck.
Fantom Pump!
Thanks.
So I have one question for you as well, please.
Yes.
So are we expecting any new token anytime for this whole ecosystem you guys are building?
Can it come again?
Are we expecting a Fantom Go token for the whole ecosystem
Yes,
you guys are building?
yes.
So any details on that?
Yes, actually, within the next few weeks, we'll be able to release that information.
Wonderful. So I'll be looking forward to hearing
Thank you, appreciate it.
Always, always. Just one more.
Yes.
I know that Fantom Go is an extended part of the Fantom team now. So is this ecosystem project linked to that aspect as well, or those are two separate teams?
It's two separate teams.
Just confirming.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
Don, I want to ask you, how have you found this whole, you saying that, you know, Fantom's a whole community, how are you finding the whole event and being able to talk to all these amazing people and exchange ideas and get inspiration? How are you finding it?
Oh, it's awesome, honestly. You know, just being here, being around people who actually want to grow the ecosystem. At the end of the day, we're all here collectively with one goal, grow Fantom, right? That's what we want, because we know the benefits of Fantom, right? So whether it's another project, my project, etc., collectively what we want is Fantom to grow. We know the benefits of how it's going to change the dynamic, how we do things. So I'm happy to be here, and it's wonderful to connect with other people in other projects as well.
And are you taking part in the hackathon?
I'm hoping to get enough people to, you know, I'm hoping to get enough people,
Collaborate,
you know,
come
to
on.
collaborate. You know, if there's anyone out there, then definitely let's collaborate, please.
I mean, look, there's $1 million up for grabs
Yeah, exactly.
here, which
It's
is,
a lot of money, so.
that's insane. I love it. Harry just goes, yeah, come on, let's put up
Yeah,
$1 million
yeah,
and let's give people a chance to get involved with it. Where else does that happen? It's
Nowhere.
crazy.
Only at Fantom.
It's crazy.
No?
It's absolutely
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So are you looking forward to tonight?
Yes.
Have you got your Halloween costume sorted? What are you coming as?
I mean, I don't know who I'm going to come as. I'm just going to come as myself, and hopefully that's not going to scare anyone. So.
Come come on. We can't be doing that. We can't be doing that.
Yeah,
Amazing.
definitely.
How are you guys enjoying the conference so far? Have you been having fun? I love you guys down the front. So full of balls of energy down there.
Absolutely.
It's been brilliant.
Absolutely.
Absolutely fantastic. Give it up once again for Duran Bennett
Thank
from
you.
Fantom
Thank you.
Go. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Loved speaking to you. That's fantastic. And I hope you guys are having fun. Don't forget, we do have that hackathon underway at the moment, which is just amazing. I shall read this out for you again. The $1 million Fantom DC Hackathon Bounty, sponsored by Harry A., Managing Director of Quantum FinTech Group. All the details are on our socials. The links are in the social media, so make sure you go and check them out, because this is absolutely huge. I think we might be announcing the winners a little bit later on, so there's not a lot of time to get in on this. We've still got a jam-packed day for you ahead, so many presentations and workshops, so let's get our next speaker up here on stage. Talking about United Dex and Payment Systems, the Yoshi Exchange. Welcome, Project Manager of Yoshi, Daniel. Hi, Daniel. How are you? There you go.
Hello. Hello, guys. Nice to meet you all. Such a great event here today, and all these days. Welcome all of you. And today I will tell you about Yoshi.Exchange, United Dex, and payment systems. So there were a lot of talks here at the conference about DeFi and why it is so important. Like every system, blockchain is evolving like a living organism, and from year to year we see a lot of new ways of implementing cryptocurrency and blockchains, and it is becoming more affordable, acceptable, more secure, and where there was a need for an accessible and transparent and secure system, the DeFi has increasingly apparent came on the stage. And DeFi can provide an improvement transparency and more robust security. And when we talk about the blockchain, Fantom Opera is the best way and the best blockchain to launch the project on, because there was a great community and the great Fantom ecosystem, and when there was competition between the classical blockchains like Ethereum one with the Fantom, Fantom really showed that he's a great player with low gas prices and instant speed of the transactions. And Fantom's architecture showed that a lot of projects working on the Fantom ecosystem really can give a great boost and to the whole blockchain community and ecosystem. So, what is Yoshi.Exchange? Here is a brief slide, and I will show and talk even more later. First of all, we are DEX aggregator. We are first closed-cycled United Fantom payment system, and also we have a payment widget form that can be embedded to third-party websites. Our main goal is to facilitate entry threshold to the Fantom ecosystem for newcomers and to simplify a user experience for those who are already consumers. So we have Yoshi token, and if we talk about the tokenomics and the main factors of the token price growth, first of all, it is DEX's commission fees. This is buyback of Yoshi token directly from the liquidity pools, and of course token burst. We enter the market with a maximum supply of 1 billion tokens, and with total circulation of 130 million tokens. We are Fantom first, and our DEXs that are connected to our DEX aggregated already work with Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum. Our smart contracts have been audited by Hacking.io, a highly respected cybersecurity company, and we got a high security level, the highest one security level, proving that our smart contracts are secure, stable, and are ready to work. So, what about Yoshi.Dex aggregator? Due to the aggregator of popular DEXs, not only on Fantom, as I have mentioned before, Yoshi.Exchange and our smart contracts automatically provides the most favorable price for the exchange and the best rates chosen between the connected DEXs. Here you can see the list of the DEXs that we already have, and there are more coming. Yesterday I had a talk with the guys from the Spirit Swap, and they are eager to have a cooperation, and we are waiting for them to get on the board. If we talk about the Yoshi liquidity to provide the functionality and serviceability of Yoshi DEX, there is an ability for users to set up liquidity pools directly on Yoshi, and due to DEX aggregation for payment system workflow and DEX aggregation, we set up liquidity at third-party DEXs for buyback needed through Yoshi token, and on our website you can also see the list of all the liquidity pools among all the DEXs we aggregating. So in 1 month, we will make our Yoshi token workable on Binance Smart Chain, and we also implementing bridges to be able to transfer Yoshi token from one blockchain to another one. And if we talk about the technical stack, we are Web 3.0 project. We are working with TypeScript, Next.js, Webpack, and we are, of course, Fantom first. But the most interesting thing I want to tell you about, this is why we came up with this project, is Yoshi payment system and the ability to purchase tokens via banking card. There is a problem now in the Fantom ecosystem when the newcomers, they're entering this Fantom community, and they have a question: how should I buy Fantom? How should I use Fantom among all of these DEXs? So they should go, for example, to Binance to purchase Fantom tokens there, and then send from Binance to MetaMask, or even if they don't use MetaMask, they should use bridges. This is very complicated. So the entry threshold here is really, really high, and we decided to simplify it. So we implement in 1 month, approximately in 1 month, I guess till the end of the year maximum, we are implementing the ability to purchase token in Fantom ecosystem directly by banking card. It is really easy because you should enter your banking card credentials, you should surpass a KYC if the transaction is more than $1,000, and we use native Yoshi tokens to provide simple and fast buying back, and Yoshi DEX aggregator will provide the best exchange rate for the token you want to purchase via this banking card. And that's not all. We have widget integration for the websites and projects. If any website, for example, some token has launched and they want to provide the ability for their community to purchase this token directly on their website, we provide a widget integration which can be found on our website yoshi.exchange on the widget page. So you should just implement this code and you can set up all these widgets. You can even delete the yoshi.exchange logo and put it directly on the website, and to provide the ability to swap and in the future to buy these tokens via banking card. And as a goal, the main goal of this widget is to provide purchasing of goods and services by tokens in an online services like tickets, clothes, booking, everywhere with the Yoshi widget built in. So we're in Fantom for a quite long time, and we're aware for these problematics I have told you about the entry threshold, and we give a great opportunity for the best exchange rate to purchase tokens. And our main goal is not to become a huge DEX platform. We are a DEX aggregator, and we intend to build a great payment ecosystem and amplify it into the Fantom and even grow more. So we are focused to become a united payment system. There are lots of people who are willing to enter the Fantom community, and our project simplify this way. And as for now, our platform to become a closed cycle payment system is lack of a non-custodian wallet, which will be soon developed and launched in the App Store and Google Play with the authorization of with the widget of Yoshi.exchange. So users should just install the wallet, purchase desired tokens inside this wallet application, and use Yoshi widgets at third-party websites. And as a summary, we got this closed cycle payment system with the ability in the future to provide purchasing goods and services and third-party platforms. So Yoshi.exchange is already live. We have launched this Sunday, and we are in the beta right now. A lot of things I have told you today about are coming till the end of this year, like payments via banking card, but we are welcoming you to go to our platform to check it out, to share your feedback. Today I'm all day here with you on the conference, so feel free to contact me, to ask direct questions. And before I finish, I have one more small announcement. Today there will be a speech of great guys from Art Wallet. They will have a speech at 4 p.m. Please don't miss them. And we already make the ability to purchase this one art token of this Art Wallet project at Yoshi.exchange. It is an NFT application platform. More details will tell Nazar from Art Wallet, so please listen him up. Thanks a lot for your attention. If you have any questions right now, I'm ready to answer all of them. Thanks.
Hi.
Hi.
So I have a couple of quick questions.
Sure.
So firstly, I'm here representing Bomb Swap team as well.
Great.
They're the first token to be launched on Fantom, and now they have their own DEX. So how can they get listed on Yoshi as the aggregator supports multiple exchanges?
Just connect us. If you're Fantom first, it will be really easy. I should guess we will exchange contacts and we will make the cooperation really soon. So.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
So when we get assets listed from an exchange which is not yet supported, are all assets listed immediately, or is it on an asset-by-asset basis?
Is it asset-by-asset? For example, you will add liquidity for the tokens you want to provide as on our DEX aggregator. So we will implement that liquidities and get imported that. Yeah.
Brilliant. So if Bomb Swap is integrated, then all the assets listed on Bomb Swap will be automatically integrated with the DEX.
I guess we should discuss this developing stuff with you. It may be possible. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Because,
thank you.
We have another DEX from ZooCoin on Fantom already live, and we have been facing issues with assets getting listed there.
Yeah, we list, for example, this Art Wallet guys, we just got listing them in 1 day, so it is easy for us to integrate this
Wonderful.
Fantom token, and when we launch the Binance Smart Chain token support, we also will be able to provide the support of Binance Smart Chain tokens as well.
Thank you so much. That's
Thank
exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, thanks
Loved
for
it.
the question. Thanks.
Hi, Daniel. How are you?
Yeah, fine.
Good, good. I just wanted to ask one question. I believe as a DEX, I think it's important that the ability to trade is obviously at its optimal level. I've already had conversations with Spirit Swap with their implementation. Obviously, they don't have a stop limit even implemented at this time. Will you have those features on launch, or have you not limited?
You mean circulation supply limits, or?
No, like actual trading stop limits, that type of thing.
As for now, we're not planning, but we're working with our community. We're getting feedback, requests, and if we understand that it is needable, yeah, because as I have mentioned, we're also going to work with the Spirit Swap guys. We'll share this experience, so maybe we'll do it. Not for now.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.
So a follow-up on that, actually.
Yeah, sir.
Since you guys don't have limit orders integrated currently, we have a lot of projects on Fantom who are offering a native support, just a very easy way where you can have limit orders also integrated. For example, Unidex, they were speaking yesterday. So they provide this easy way to integrate that aspect.
Great. We should pay attention on them. Thanks.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey.
Yeah, hi.
Sorry, we were giving a play to your platform yesterday. Didn't have time to look through the codes and so on. Sorry for that. So I decided to ask away directly to you. So I totally understand your vision and where this is going. But as for right now, what does really work? DEX aggregator on Fantom with Spooky Swap and what else?
Pancake also, and all the DEXs that were on the list, they're already integrated, and if there are liquidities, they will automatically appears in the DEX liquidity. Also, widget integration is also live, so you can already try to implement the code to your website to provide this swap widget, and all the stuff going with the Yoshi token is also already live. So the things are going to be implemented soon in the bridges, launching Yoshi token on the Binance Smart Chain, and payments via banking cards. That is our main roadmap for the following months.
Yeah, I get it. But as for the other exchanges you mentioned, so
yeah.
SpookySwap and others are working as well.
Yeah, sure.
Right now.
Sure. Yeah.
In other chains or all?
Other chains, they support these third-party DEXs we're aggregating. They support Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum chain, and you can directly choose the chain you want in our payment form. You can visit Yoshi.exchange.
Sorry, how?
Yeah, there will be a small bullet list that you can change the smart chain you want to use.
Well, yesterday we were looking at the token you just talked about, the Art1, OneArt.
Yeah.
And it has a huge arbitrage opportunity because on PancakeSwap it had totally different price from what it had on your platform. So does it
yes,
really
that was because they launched on the different blockchains. On Pancake, they were on Binance Smart Chain. On Yoshi.exchange, they were on Fantom. And as for now, they're working with this audition of the price and market making to get all these things together, because they have just launched, and I guess Nazar will tell you more about OneArt token today at 4 p.m. So please feel free to ask him all the questions.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions from our audience? No? Okay. Daniel from Yoshi Exchange,
Yeah,
thank you so
thanks
much.
a lot. Thank you.
Let's give Daniel a round of applause.
Bye.
How's your Fantom experience been?
Great conference, guys. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you
a lot.
so
Bye.
much. Thanks a lot to Daniel. And tell you what, I'm really happy today. I've been looking at everything else has been going down overnight at the moment. Fantom, apart from the dog coin that shall not be mentioned, is the only one that's going up. So how cool is that? Amazing. That's what we want to hear. And I've been reading the comments at the bottom of our live streams, and the thing that is constantly mentioned over and over and over again is that community, working together, sharing of ideas, and that's what it's all about. It's fantastic. That's what this is all about. Don't forget, we are looking forward to our gala dinner and awards and our Halloween reception later on. We're looking forward to seeing you all there for that. It's going to be brilliant. Up next, we have got a fantastic workshop. It's on building your own crypto wallet with one unified API, and we're going to welcome Harish and Jackie from Covalent, and this will be for you on the screen.
Hello, welcome everyone in the conference in Abu Dhabi and watching online. Really exciting for us as part of Covalent to have the opportunity to present at the Fantom Developer Conference. My name is Harish Rezangani. I am the head of developer relations at Covalent, and I'm joined by my colleague, Jacquelina.
Super exciting to be here. Yeah, I'm the head of token marketing at Covalent too, and pretty excited about this presentation that Harish has prepared for all of you.
Yeah, so we're really excited to have the opportunity to work with Fantom, whether it's indexing their network or running an onboarding campaign. It's been a pleasure working with them. So when they asked if we were interested in presenting, we jumped on this opportunity. It is being recorded, but we are available sort of live so that we can answer questions in real time as you have it. Okay, well, let's start by just having, spending a few minutes to understand what is Covalent. And it's a pretty exciting time to be in the crypto space. Some of you might be new to the crypto space, and some of you might be developers in the, what we call the Web 2 space, interested in and looking at what's happening in Web 3. But one thing to keep in mind is it's still really early in terms of the adoption rate for crypto and blockchain technology in general. We have seen over the past year some really exciting trends. We've seen an explosion in decentralized finance or DeFi, in non-fungible tokens or NFTs, and in decentralized autonomous organizations or DAOs. This in conjunction with fintech and crypto merging, and a lot of governments either publicly or privately endorsing blockchain. It is a booming space and a really exciting space to be in. Jackie, are there any particular projects that you're most excited about?
I wouldn't say like any specifics. I've been focusing a lot in the DAO space, and because it's been super interesting in terms of how a lot of community ran initiatives are. But what's pretty exciting about, I guess, like different projects, what they're trying to accomplish is just different solutions that they're trying to present across different verticals. So you can take projects trying to do things in, finance, in the healthcare space, and real estate, trying to implement solutions just to give power back to people and remove the intermediaries from that, and provide more educational tools to people in different third world countries who don't have access to either banking or identity. So it's really neat to see what's going to happen throughout the next few years, but awesome to see what's been spun up in terms of the opportunities of just like doors being open for individuals all over the place. So yeah, no, I love this space. It's not like any other.
That's for sure. And I know you're pretty big in the DAO space. So I think that's a little bit of foreshadowing of what you're going to also talk about a little bit later with the Alchemist DAO, which is an initiative driven by Covalent. So here's a thought experiment that we like to run. Picture what 2025 looks like in the crypto space, and given the torrid pace of innovation, this might actually even happen sooner. But we envision a thriving multi-chain ecosystem with, of course, the likes of Fantom being at the lead, along with a couple other major chains, powering thousands of decentralized applications, with most users actually unaware that blockchain is even operating under the hood. And we'll see those apps in every industry imaginable, from finance to gaming to governments. And in this future, we can see that just an enormous amount of data is going to be created. And data interoperability and accessibility is going to be essential in order for blockchain tech to reach scale and mainstream adoption. So some of the challenges with all this data being created is that blockchain data is inherently, it's messy, it's disorganized. It can be difficult to understand. There's a lot of, scary looking, addresses and hexadecimal, strings being shared. So in order to, enable mass adoption, there needs to be an easier way to access and understand this underlying data. And of course, just storing this data, we're talking about, huge amounts of data being created. So if you are looking to run your own node for some of the larger blockchains, you're talking about gigabytes to terabytes of data that's going to be required to store it. So there's an opportunity for a middleware layer like us to be able to address those data challenges. And we do so by what we call the Covalent API, which is a unified API to bring visibility to billions of blockchain data points. Our motto is, one unified API, 1 billion possibilities. So with just a single API that's hosted in the cloud, you can fetch granular historical blockchain data across multiple networks, including, of course, Fantom, with no code or delays. All that data is immediately available. It's indexed. It is ready for you to consume. For those of you familiar with data integration, I'm not going to spend too much time going into the details between ETL versus ELT, but just sort of adding to the last point that all that data is immediately available for you. You can think of us like a data trawler where we have indexed all the blockchain data all the blockchain data for networks that we support, and make it available through a unified API. So that data is all immediately available through our extract, load, transform data integration approach. I like to just point out what with this image, the data layer and crypto stack in terms of where middleware like Covalent fits. So you got blockchains like Fantom, you've got node providers that allow you to access the underlying blockchains and be able to read and write data like Anchor. And then you've got this data that you're pulling from the blockchain through the node providers, and a tool like Covalent, which organizes and structures that data so that you can use it for a whole host of different use cases and applications. And we're just getting to the beginning of the types of use cases and applications that the underlying blockchain data can be used for. Here's just another way to visualize that. So we classify our endpoints in a few key buckets. Class A is sort of our bread and butter, where by simply changing one parameter in our API, you're able to access balances, transactions, NFT information, all the key stuff with one API, and also be able to get that data across chain by changing one parameter, which we'll have Jackie demo shortly. Our Class B endpoints are sort of customized for large projects like PancakeSwap and Uniswap that you might be familiar with, but that's not really a sustainable way for us to grow. So we're now focused on what we call our Class C, which is our community built and maintained APIs, and those building those APIs will get rewarded accordingly. So we're excited to have had the opportunity to engage over 15,000 developers, and the Covalent API is powering 300 projects, everything from very large enterprises to small and medium businesses. So we are on a crazy growth track, and we're really excited about that. And of course, that brings some interesting challenges that we, as a growing team, are working through. But definitely exciting time at Covalent. So having talked a little bit about our API, let's now talk about using this API. So Jackie, get ready. We're going to have you demo this.
All right, I'm ready.
And so Jackie's not, necessarily a developer, and this is an opportunity for her to show, as more of an analyst, how somebody who knows Excel and knows how to use different software tools to be able to use an API and pull blockchain data relatively easily. So we're going to start with, and maybe I'll get you to share here.
Okay, let's see.
So we've got two primary resources that we're going to look at, and they're all, they're essentially linked. So we'll start with the Covalent Docs, which is our knowledge base. This is the overall guide on how to use our API. There's tutorials, guides, code templates, example projects. So Jackie, if you start there.
Okay, so I'm just going to come back to the docs page.
Perfect. So the first thing everyone should do, and you can follow along and carry out the same steps that Jackie is the signing up for a free API key. This is how you're able to use the Covalent API, and you'll actually be able to use it directly in the browser. So Jackie, go ahead and sign up for the free API key.
Righty.
And I know that you've already signed up, so you can just log in. Okay. And so, guard this API key with your life. It's like your bank account information. But there's two links in here on your dashboard that are interesting. One is the API reference, which we're going to go to. The other is the Covalent documentation, which is actually where we just were. So let's click on the C API reference. And by going through this process, what you've now done is you've connected your API key directly to this API reference in the browser. You can see that next to the using API key, your key is actually now incorporated on this page. So we can make calls and use the product directly from the browser here. So in order to pull some data, we need to have we'll do this for the Fantom network. So we'll create a wallet, and we will drip ourselves some test tokens so that we can use the API and see the data that we're able to pull. So let's go to the Fantom F wallet page, which is just pwawallet.fantom.network. And I think you're just going to connect your wallet. Some of you who are familiar with MetaMask and you've already got an existing wallet, you can actually just connect it directly to this Fantom F wallet, which then allows you to use MetaMask with the Fantom network. Okay, great. We see that we haven't got any assets here. So what you're going to do is copy the wallet address that you've got here. And we're going to go to the Fantom Faucet, which is a tool that allows you to receive some test Fantom tokens. So let's go to the Fantom Faucet, which is at faucet.fantom.network, and you'll simply just paste your wallet account or your address, and you will request the testnet Fantom FTM tokens. You probably just made a request pretty recently, which is why you're getting this message, but most of you shouldn't get that error. So now let's go back to your MetaMask, and let's just see what you've got on the testnet. What we were seeing in your Fantom wallet was on the mainnet. So generally, projects, they've got a mainnet and they'll have one or many testnets. So you've got 20 FTM tokens on the Fantom testnet. So let's see how we can use the Covalent API to get the same on-chain data. So if we go back to, we'll actually go back to the docs, the knowledge base, so that we can take a look at the information that we've got documented for the Fantom network. Okay,
/docs.
Okay, so if you go under the supported networks menu item, there's the full list of all the networks that we support, including Fantom. And if you click on the Fantom page, you will see a whole bunch of interesting details about Fantom, and then some key pieces of information, and in particular the chain ID for both the mainnet and the testnet. So the chain net, these are sort of the unique identifiers for each of the different networks that is compatible with the Ethereum virtual machine, or the EVM. So mainnet is 250, testnet chain ID is 4002. So let's use the 4002 one, because you dripped yourself some testnet tokens.
Okay. And then I'll just go back to here.
Yep, and so we're going to use, under class A, we're going to use the get token balances for address endpoint. So this is probably our most popular API endpoint, because you get balances not just for ERC20 standard tokens, but also all your NFTs. You can actually get that all from this one endpoint. So we're going to use that chain ID that you just copied, 4002, and you are then going to paste in your wallet address.
Okay, so I'll just come back to here.
All right, so we copy that, paste that there. Awesome. So now we're just going to scroll down and hit try, and let's see what the API gets us. So here is the information. It's in JSON format as sort of the standard, and we see that we've got a balance, we've got a 24-hour balance, and we've got some quote rates for the spot price for Fantom versus the default comparison, which is the US dollar. So this is great. We can see that this matches what we saw in MetaMask. The data that you see here is, again, mentioned is in JSON format, but if you want this in, let's say you're more comfortable working with spreadsheets and you want this in something a little bit more standard, like a CSV file, we actually have the option here where you can just specify under format CSV. And if you use that and hit try, you'll actually get your data back in tabular format, where you can just copy this from this window and then paste it into Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel or Power BI or Tableau or whatever you're familiar with. So it is very friendly for analysts to be able to use this information in a format that they're most comfortable with. Great. So Jackie, yeah, so you just made your API call here to get the balances. If you had some NFTs, you can also set the Boolean there to true, and you would get those details. But let's actually look at a couple other endpoints that are really powerful. One additional comment to make here on the get balances endpoint. Typically, if you're using a Web3 library to get the balances for an account or a wallet address, you would have to go token contract by token contract and then ask that contract, hey, for this particular wallet, how many of your tokens am I holding? And so we've done that stitching in our database. So it is we provide this user-centric transformed endpoint where by just simply providing your wallet address, you get all the balances, including your NFTs, and then just by simply changing the chain ID and updating your address, you can get those assets across 12 plus different blockchains. It's a really powerful endpoint that can power entire applications on its own.
Love it. Power to the people and projects.
Yeah, I know I don't have to sell you on this, but it's pretty cool when you use it and you get to see your information in one place. Let's take a look at an NFT marketplace and a couple of our NFT endpoints, because those are really interesting as well. So I know ZooPets is a pretty popular marketplace on Fantom. And so we'll go to the ZooPet website and we will just find an interesting NFT that we want to explore. So go ahead and pick something.
All right, let's do Froggy Fantom.
Okay, so we got Froggy Fantom. Cool. Okay, so 3,000, let's say 3,000 FTM tokens for this one in particular. So what you'll want to note is just the token ID for this particular NFT. And that's actually just the last 4 digits there in the URL for this particular Froggy Fantom NFT. So we'll just make note of that. So there's 2 pieces of information we need to be able to extract all the metadata associated with an NFT. We need to know its token ID, and we need to know the marketplace or the underlying contract address where these NFTs are being generated. And the way we're going to get the NFT contract address is by using the Fantom Scan. So Fantom Scan is a block explorer where you can search for balances and things, NFTs and all sorts of other interesting things. And what you're going to do is you are going to search for the ZooCoin community NFT. So you got to make sure this is the NFT and not the ERC20 token standard. So this is under ERC 721. So it's the one below that you want to select. Yep. And so you happen to actually already be on it, but this is the contract address that you want to copy. So this is a contract address, recording all the transactions associated with this particular NFT. And so you're going to copy that, and you are going to go back to the API reference. And so we're going to paste in, this is under the get external NFT metadata endpoint. Yep. And so we're going to use, so what chain ID do we need to use here? This is on the mainnet.
Let's see. So then, is that 250?
It's 250, yeah.
250, yeah. And then the address, and then the ID 8578.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, great. So let's scroll down and hit try.
Okay.
Okay, so if we scroll down a little bit further, we can see that this is our Froggy Fantom, and there's a whole bunch of external metadata there. In this case, we're able to grab the image file, and we see the owner. We can see if you go back to the marketplace that there isn't a lot of details or description provided, but if you do have an NFT with those details that's on chain, our API would be able to pull that. But again, think about what you're able to build with this single endpoint. You can take a contract address, you can get all the, you can take an NFT contract address, you can get all the token IDs, NFT token IDs associated with that contract, and then you can basically create your own marketplace and be able to, create even your own NFTs and surface it in an easy manner by just using one or at most two API endpoints here. Very, very powerful endpoints. And we're just touching the surface here. So, we've kind of talked a little bit about getting your balances. We talked about being able to get your NFT data, but there's a whole host of things, everything from getting, token holders for any token on Fantom or other networks, being able to use, the log events and really dive deep. These are a bit more advanced endpoints to use, but very, very powerful in terms of the type of analysis and visualizations and dashboards that you can create. And we haven't even touched Class B, but if you are interested, you can explore some of those endpoints as well. So this is just, again, a high-level demo on how you can build applications very quickly using the Covalent API. A couple other references to highlight before we dive into sort of the next part, which is the Alchemist DAO, is if you go back to the slide deck, Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it'll probably be easier if I share my screen here for just a minute.
Go for it.
Okay, Jackie, great job going through and utilizing a couple of our endpoints, so you can see how seamless it is. So a couple things to highlight here. We actually use Replit to store a lot of our code templates. So if you join our team on replit.com, what you will see is the ability to go through and actually, we've got a whole host of templates here. We've got a whole series here on using Fantom. So these are just little template challenges, and you can actually go through, create your wallet, be able to create a little NFT marketplace. Everything that we just talked about, you can go through these exercises here and be able to build your own wallet and be able to build your own NFT marketplace, which is really cool. And then, of course, Discord. So we're very heavily active on Discord. So if you've got any questions, run into any issues, please join us there, covalenthq.com/Discord, and we would be happy to help you with your projects or your questions around our API. So I just want to quickly talk about Covalent 2.0, which consists of sort of three major initiatives. The Alchemist DAO, which Jackie will dive into in just a second. Single-sided staking, so that is something that we're working on right now in terms of providing opportunities for folks holding our token to be able to stake it and then earn a yield on that. And then Covalent's in the process of decentralizing, so we'll be working, pretty heavily. We are working heavily, and we'll continue to work heavily on decentralizing our network and making it a key public utility for everyone to be able to utilize. So that's just a quick snapshot of what's ahead, but I'll let Jackie talk a bit more about the Alchemist DAO.
Okay, so I'm just going to go back to presenting my screen. Right, can you see my screen now?
I can, yep.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so this is an initiative that we have recently launched. It's something that actually spun off from our original ambassador program. But yeah, I'll just go into what Alchemist DAO actually is and why it's really exciting to have it be part of, contributing back to Covalent's network. But yeah, Alchemist DAO is basically a place where it's a community of innovative data nerds that thrive within the Covalent network. And it's really dedicated to being able to breaking barriers and creating a new economy powered by data. And it really gives individuals the opportunity to explore aspirations, pursue queries, and own your future in a space where contributions really become currency. So it's really enabled and given access to those, especially in regions or those who don't have access to education and tools, to really thrive and grow and challenge themselves, especially with a lot of the events, workshops, and tools that we've been able to give. Hackathons is like a big, huge one too that's been great for developers and non-developers to take part in, that Harish has ran. So that's pretty exciting. And yeah, so how it actually converted into a DAO, and I've talked a little bit about just the amazing growth that we saw in the previous part of the program, is before, in a span of just 3 months, we were actually able to onboard 2,500, we call them alchemists, as part of the community. And we were able to create several leadership roles within that with people who are very excited to contribute and give back to the network or just be part of Covalent's larger mission and vision. So a lot of people wanted to feel like they were part of a legacy that we were working towards, and really being the ones to champion providing transparency and the data accessibility just to everybody. And from that, we've been able to expand to over 30 regional communities, all ran by alchemists. We've been able to do workshops that have been either lifestyle, technical, that we've been able to set up where people were learning about NFTs or Solidity, and anything that had to do with growth and development. So people could work on developing personally and professionally. And another amazing thing that we saw spin off that we want to continue and are continuing to see, like during the DAO, is just jobs that we've been able to create for other alchemists who have been able to either, they're building like really awesome dashboards that partners have seen spin out of hackathons that Harish has ran, or just how they've seen them interact within the program. So it's great to be able to provide them with that. And then, yeah, just being able to have a bunch of articles, whether if they're technical or just general, that are written to really help individuals understand different aspects of either the API or different workshops, translated in different languages, has really helped too. So these are just kind of like the high level things that came out of the program. And because it grew so fast, that's why we wanted to transform it into a DAO to really, again, allow more people to contribute to the larger mission and vision, and we could continue also impacting lives. But yeah, I love showing this map because it actually showcases where our alchemists are based out of. So you can see that we're very diverse. We really champion the inclusivity and the culture of everything. But yeah, and other great components that I like talking about on why people should join, and that we're starting to spin off more of, that you're going to be seeing in November, is more with guilds, and you'll be able to contribute a lot of passion projects, ideas. You'll be able to do proposals, be part of governance, have access to partners. You're going to be able to network with a lot of like-minded people from different backgrounds and skill sets through the DAO, and also be part of gaining a lot of like neat NFTs or POAPs that people have become very obsessed with from our community. And it's been awesome to see that and having use cases built off of those. Yeah, and then also access to a lot of budgets that we've been able to set up since we've been bootstrapping this and on a mission to have it be sustainable, where people can really create those opportunities for themselves. And yeah, and these are the type of guilds that we'll be able to launch, or we're going to have a lot of things live in November that people can take part in. And I highly recommend everybody here to take a look at our developer guild. We've been starting to do some really cool, engaging things, working on some projects that our guild leaders are starting to organize with a potential partner too, which is going to turn into something that I believe is going to be like long-term, and that other projects will be able to actually onboard as a tool that people can use not just in the DAO space, but other spaces as well. But yeah, if you're interested, we also have esports, research. They've been doing a lot of cool things. Education, that's a huge thing that we want to champion too, especially because we see that gap in this space. Mental health was actually one of the most requested guilds within the DAO, fitness and marketing and growth, of course. But yeah, super exciting for us, getting a lot of things put in place. And yeah, that's just a little bit of a gist of what's going on with Alchemist DAO. So I'll hand it back off to Harish.
Awesome. Thank you, Jackie. I know you're super passionate. Everyone calls you the Alchemist Queen. And we can see, you know, given the efforts and what you put into it, it's definitely paid its dividends. Awesome. Well, that's it for the presentation part. We're around to help answer any questions. And again, for developers, a couple of key resources: Discord, and join our team on Replit, where you get access to those code templates to be able to quickly walk through and build your own wallet or NFT marketplace. as well as a bunch of other use cases. So thank you, Fantom. Thank you for the opportunity to present at the developer conference, and really excited to see what this aspiring group of participants are able to build on the Fantom network and other networks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to Harish and Jackie from Covalent there, from that brilliant workshop. And if you are Umbrella, just have a look in the comments section at the bottom of the stream, and Harish has put in there a link to try out some Fantom-based coding challenges if you're interested in having a go on that. So log on to your Umbrella, you've got all the logins there, and you can check those out, and they'll be happy to ask any questions that you have there as well. So just a few little housekeeping things that I need to go through. We are on day 4 of the Fantom Developer Conference. So many amazing sessions still to come today. It's going to be amazing this afternoon, all the way through to our gala dinner, awards, and our Halloween reception as well. Don't forget, we have got the hackathon underway, the $1 million Fantom DC Hackathon Bounty, sponsored by Harry Ye, Managing Director of Quantum FinTech Group, and lots of people talking about that, collaborating. Find Daron, he was talking earlier, going he'd love to collaborate with some people and get some ideas going for that. It's absolutely amazing. If you guys here at the live event do need to get a PCR test done, our VIP doctor will be around between 1 and 3 in meeting room 1 in the conference area, so make sure you go and do that if you need to get that done. And don't forget, you know, you have got those amazing chill out areas. The art and coffee lounge is open, along with the zoo lounge, to catch up on the work, get some inspiration going, get those ideas flowing. And I do know that there were people hanging around here till 3, 4 o'clock this morning, all working, all getting creative. It was amazing to see. If you are, of course, on our socials, please do hashtag us FantomDC and Fantom Foundation. It's absolutely amazing. And all our sessions are being recorded, so you'll be able to watch them back later on when they are all edited up and wonderful for you. So that's about it for the morning sessions. We do have a little bit of networking time for you now to get together, share ideas, get some inspiration going, put something together for the hackathon, and lunch will be served with you very, very shortly, and we will be back here at 2 p.m. this afternoon with more amazing sessions with our speakers, presentations, and workshops. And I believe Harry has also got a couple of announcements to make as well, so you don't want to be missing that. We will see you a little bit later on this afternoon. Thank you so much.